Okay, ladies.
Oh.
What was your first paying job?
Ooh. Mine was McDonald's. My mom actually told me at 15 and a half that I had no choice but to go get a job. And that was fair because realistically, at that point, she was at home with just us two girls and dealing with what she was dealing with. And I had to go get a job. And I got McDonald's. I worked there only, though, for 3 months. And then I moved on. I
Good
call
for
it
you.
moved up.
Yes. Escalate.
But I did do all the things. I did the cooking side. I was really good at customer service.
Shocker.
Yep, that was my spot. I did like it though. It taught me a lot, and it taught me to get yelled at.
Oh yeah.
I
There's
would
value
never.
in that.
100%. So when everyone's trying to order a bunch of things, Doggo, you were at McDonald's too. That was your first job too. Right?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, my first job in the big city.
Oh, right. 'Cause he was Connell before.
Off a farm or something?
Yeah.
In the big city off of a farm.
Yeah,
Wow.
like
Big
big
time
city, yeah.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
But I remember being yelled at in front of everybody, and it's like rush hour, Saturday noon, and being yelled at because I can't remember whether we were out or something or whatever, but that was a lot of like stress that I had to take on really quickly, and
Yeah.
it taught me to just like be patient and understanding on people's, you never know what they're going through, and it was lunch, and they had to feed their children, and how dare me not have this ready.
You're
quick
out of the Happy Meals. Oh my gosh,
It
Jemima.
taught me though. It taught me. So anyways, that was my first job.
Keenan?
My first job I got when I was 16, and I sold hot tubs. And I worked every summer selling hot tubs, and then I saved all the money, went to college, and paid cash for my college with my hot tub money.
Oh.
So thank you to the hot tub buyers of Grant County
That's
Wow.
for my lack of student loans.
Yeah.
So,
that's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
I worked retail. I worked at randomly, but at the mall at Banana Republic.
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
know.
Yeah.
When did you work there?
As a high schooler, I was way out of my league, but I did it, and
But it
did
wasn't here in
pretty
Tri
well.
Cities.
What's that?
It wasn't here.
Oh,
in
okay, yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
You
I
like
grew
to
up-
know.
I was like, I was at the mall.
Yeah.
Too.
Buckle.
I know, right?
Yes, in Northbrook, Illinois. So I'm from the Midwest. So yeah, in high school, I was retail at Banana Republic, and it was good. I remember though, I still remember after my first full year of working there, and the manager called me to the back, and we were doing performance reviews and stuff. Which again, it's kind of like, you know, you get that feedback from a manager. It's
Right.
helpful information. And she said, "Oh, you're doing great. You've opened, this many lines of credit. Great job." The thing is, we're not totally flowing as much cash as we want, and so your raise this year after 1 year working is going to be 10 cents, if that's okay.
Wow, 10
I was
cents.
like,
But I got a
what
raise.
choice do
I
have?
know.
Sure, let's do it. Ridiculous 10 cents, but that's good.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate me as a lender.
As a lender, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, we switched that question up. By the way, it was supposed to be interviewer. Now it wants lender. So it could have gone one way. Who knows what route it's gonna go? No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, that can't, you're going off script right
I
now, but
know,
now we're
you
doing
totally
it
did.
here.
Oh, I put the wrong word at the end.
Okay. Well, Dog and I have been working together, as you both know, and everyone in the team knows. 15 years, 14 years.
Oof.
So it's a long time.
Yeah.
Obviously, I look up to you in many ways, but don't take that to your head. Okay, keep going.
Did you give him a number? Did you rate him?
Yeah, you have to rate me 1 to 10. And you can go past 10 if you want.
Wow. You think you deserve. I'm going to tell you right now, if we've been working together this long, you would know that if you didn't make it.
But you have to give me a number.
Ay.
The question is 1 to 10.
Because you can't get a 10. I'm going to give you a 9.5.
All right. I'll take a 9.5.
I'll give you 2 options for an answer, and you can let me know what one makes the cut. I can give you the answer where I say that I work with you as a lender, and you get a 9, and that's only -1 for the times you're on D&D at the golf course. Or I can give you the answer that says you're a 10 because you trained your nephew very well.
Oh,
And he
there
loves
you
his
go.
job. He loves who he works with. And I think that he's developed a good knack for talking to people. And I know that he's only in this business because of you guys.
Yeah.
So for that reason, you get my 10.
You gave it better than me.
I'm gonna go with the 9.5 for the to have the little tiny little bit, like we were saying, of room for constructive criticism or whatever. But I will say, the number one thing I appreciate about you as a lender is, when we're getting a new client together and I am sending them your information, I'm like, should I send their information to him? Is it going to be too much? Is it going to be too soon? Are they going to feel like their privacy has been violated because now I've given their info to you?
Yeah.
And I never feel that way because they always come back to me and say, I had a great conversation with Doggo. We're getting things going. And it's like, you never come off too strong. You're super, super helpful to them always from day one. And that's huge.
Cool. All right.
Yay, Doggo.
All right. Number 3. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
So during 2021, we went to Orlando for vacation because it was COVID, right? And we decided to go to Disney World. Is that in Orlando? I think it's in Orlando. Anyways, it was Florida. And Michael looks at this big old slide. We're talking 120 feet up. I didn't know at this point this was one of the biggest slides there is in the world. No clue. But the good thing about this location and during that time was they were like, here, go to this water park, have your kids. I was thankful that we had our nanny with us. And so we were able to have some time to kind of go away and just have fun in a water park. And so you get a couple, a drink and maybe 2. All of a sudden, this slide seems very impressive. And Michael looks at me and he's like, why are you looking at that slide? I'm like, it's 120 feet and it's a free fall. And so if you look it up, it's on Google. You can actually find that slide. Yeah. And it's one of the hardest slides you'll ever do. And it's a free fall straight. And I told Michael, I said, we're only young once. So I climbed up those stinking steps. And if you know me, I'm deathly scared of heights. But it was that moment that I just felt like life has been interesting. And I just wanted to do something spontaneous. And I told Michael, there's nobody else that will do something spontaneous like that with me. That would be Michael. He's like, let's do it. So we did it. And that was as scary as I can explain in my life. Michael talks a whole different story behind it, but that was my spontaneous moment. Dropping 120 feet.
That's
up.
pretty good one. You're more brave than I am.
That's spontaneous. Yeah.
I would say mine would be, I went to college in Bellingham. And so my mom lived pretty close to where I went to college. So when I had my winter Christmas break, I would go down and just hang out with her for a couple weeks. And that was kind of like our mom-daughter time. And we would go do pretty much whatever we wanted during this time. And we got bored one day. And we're like, what should we do? Like, what would sound fun? Somehow we get the grand idea that we want to go to California. And we look at flights. Obviously, it's last minute. It's holiday season. Flights are so expensive. So within, 4 hours of that conversation, we're in the car driving straight shot to San Francisco. Literally, I'm talking like 3 to 4 hours notice. And we went to San Francisco and we spent 4 days there and it was a total blast and we drove home. And it was awesome and like the most unplanned trip I've ever taken in my life, but it was cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of travel related too. I'm just not, you guys could probably guess, not super spontaneous. Everything has to be planned and like to a fault and whatnot. But I was studying abroad my junior year of college, and my sister and I, my twin sister and I, had gone there early. I was studying abroad in Vienna, but we kind of did like a tour of Europe because college and sisters and let's do it.
Right.
And we were just planning on being able to get a train out of Florence, I think it was, to Paris. Like it shouldn't be a problem. We'll take a train whenever it's available, even if we're waiting a few hours. Well, they were booked for like 2 weeks. It was their holiday time. And so we had to just kind of like come up with a new plan on the fly. We had stuff booked in Paris, and we instead went somewhere else in Italy. I don't even remember where. Oh, Venice. We went to Venice instead. And so we were just, we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants in Italy, making up reservations as we went. It was an interesting time.
I literally didn't know you were a twin.
Oh, yeah.
So you're a twin and you're a twin.
Yep. We have 2 twins.
That's literally crazy.
Forever.
The odds low.
That's always
so
the connection between these two. I won't lie, because they have twins.
I had no idea.
Yes.
That's
And so
awesome.
They get each other because of that, and I always found that very cool too.
Yeah.
So
Okay. How do you balance work and personal life?
We don't.
That's right. It's always the question. I mean, I honestly think I anyway feel like I give my all to both sides. And there's very little time left for this one, but it's worth it to me because that's where I want my focus to be and that's where I want things to thrive. How do you do it? I still don't know. It's still it's a shifting, evolving, changing thing every day.
Yeah.
But just doing the best that you can do and learning from past failures and having goals for the future, I think is the best way to do it.
You need to go to Wawa more.
I know. I was just gonna say that. I'm like, anyways, sorry. Go ahead.
I think too, it's really important to carve out time to do fun things, but I'm such a doer and I have to be busy. So for me to be the best mom possible, I also have to do the best in my career as possible so that I'm fulfilled in both ways, if that makes sense. And so to answer your question, it's really long days and it's not a lot of sleep, but we do it because what else do you do?
I will say at the beginning of my career, I didn't do it right. I slaved. And I don't say that in a negative way. I mean it like I'm proud about it. It was nonstop. There was no 60-hour, 40-hour. It was all the time. And I'm not going to say that I don't still do that. I just say that as you progress, I'm grateful that now it's gotten easier. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that I'm not constantly here, and here. Mentally, it's very difficult. I can say for females, we're very good at multitasking. And I'm grateful that I figured that out. But I will tell you, my balance is having a good partner. Michael's been my number one from day one. And having my kids understand that mommy needs to function to make the situation as best as I can. It's never been perfect. I honestly feel like constantly I beat myself up now that I have a 21-year-old and an 8-year-old and a 16-year-old in the middle that I'm not 100% figured that out. But I think all our hearts are in the right place. And when you love what you do, which I constantly say this out loud, it just kind of falls in place. Yeah. So, I don't know. We got to do what we got to do.
One foot in front of the
Yes.
other.
Well, and it's like, mommies have to figure it out. And I know it's Father's Day weekend soon.
Yeah.
But I'm like, mommies don't, we get our moments, but we still have to do all things.
I know. It's us. You brought up a great point. Like you said, 21 and 8 and 16. And that was what, like 1 and 9 and whatever. Like you've been through different phases at different times and what it means to balance work and family, especially the family side. It's just different all the time. It's just always changing. It's dynamic.
I didn't mean to have my kids so spread out. I did, but I didn't. And I realize now I'm thankful because I have all the seasons and I've been doing it that I'm like, okay, I was able to breathe every single time. But you...
Yeah.
And I'm like, girlfriend. So
every 2
note
years.
to yourself, baby.
TBD. TBD.
Well, Jen, you might need more of this one. You might need more of this one coming up. Where's the best place for a date night in your area?
Ooh, date night in our area. I am the most... I'm married to Michael Matthews, and we don't know how much you guys know about Michael, but he is the most easy-go-lucky. So my date night with him would be, I know this is going to be like not politically 100% perfect, but we go to Crazy Moose. He loves to play some blackjack.
There you go.
I love blackjack.
And
He lets his hair down.
No, he lets his hair. Yes. With the hair, right?
That's a crazy move.
This is the girl that, like, we are dressed up every day, guys. Every day.
Yeah.
I can go there, whatever, just relax. I'm just going there because my husband loves to play this game. And we go in with our budget of $100 or something silly. And we go and just play a game. And for us to just go and let our hair down, that's our date night. Crazy Moose. Maybe having a steak dinner prior to it. Steak dinner, all fancy, but no.
Yeah.
Cedars has always had our hearts, so I love
Okay.
Cedars. So we'll go to Cedars and have a nice little steak that we'll share. Go to Crazy Moose and play some blackjack for an hour or two, and then come home. That's our date night. I'm not fancy,
Yeah.
but especially with Michael, I
Yeah.
love that about us. We can just relax.
Yeah.
That's my date night.
Good call.
You know, I would honestly say that directly in town, ours is somewhat similar to that. But for a special occasion, my most favorite is there's an Italian restaurant in Walla Walla, and it's called Pasatiempo. And so for any kind of like, if we're going out for like a birthday, anniversary, that is my number one choice every time. It's a specialty curated seasonal menu. It's different every time you go. It is amazing. It's amazing. It's worth the drive every time. So that's my favorite
Very cool.
choice if I had to pick.
Yeah. For us, it kind of depends how much time we have. If we have like a day, we're probably going to Walla Walla, getting some loaded tots at one of the breweries there.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
it's not like the pristine prim wine.
I know.
Loaded tots.
It's loaded
tots
tots
at Walla
and
Walla.
it's beer. And
beer.
then it's wine tasting. So if we have the day, that's our date
Oh.
day. But for date night, pretty much universally, we go to the movie theater in the Queens Gate Shopping Center where they have leather recliner seats.
Oh, yeah.
Also wine and beer at the theater. Not always, but it's there.
Yep.
And probably dinner right before or after.
Yeah.
Dinner
That's
and a
fun.
movie.
That's classic.
It
Yeah.
is.
Tried and true.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Good job.
Yay.
Made it.